Hi guys, Ian Johnson from driversuccess.com. Today I want to talk to you guys about brand management and reputation management in today's economy. Not the economy from 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years ago when companies used to dictate exactly what their brand was and what their reputation was. I'm talking about today's economy where your customers are connected like never before. They're constantly on the move, they're constantly mobile, they're always accessible through social media and the internet and apps and everything that allows them to stay connected to an online world. Okay? So what I want you to understand is that the strategies of brand management and reputation management of the past have to remain in the past because they no longer apply to today's economy. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to just basically go over 5 areas that I want you to be concerned about or that you should look into in terms of understanding the impact that today's consumer has on your brand. Because today's consumer has the ability to mold your brand and dictate that brand's relevance in real time, okay? So we're going to cover these 5 areas, but first, before we get to those 5, I want you to think back to how it used to be in terms of how companies used to dictate their brand and manage their brand in their market. Now, what I'm referring to is outbound marketing strategies, and a link just popped up above my head explaining the difference between outbound and inbound marketing strategies, and you can check that out if you want, but essentially what outbound marketing strategies are, these are the conventional marketing strategies all of us recognize, which is the print, radio, TV, billboard, magazine advertisements. And back then, a company could literally define its brand to the market, and it could manage its reputation because it controlled the medium, it controlled the message. And think about when you used to buy something. If you weren't happy with a product that you bought, a lot of times you'd buy something and there'd be a phone number for you to call, or there'd be a service number that you could call, or maybe you could send them a letter or whatever. But at the end of the day, those companies basically controlled, how they responded and the type of response that you got back. And a lot of times companies kind of took advantage of it. I mean, how much damage could one customer do back then? It's completely different now. So I want you to focus on the way customers mold brands and reputation in today's market, okay? So we're going to talk about these 5 areas that I want you to look at. Number 1, I want you to understand what market you're in. Okay, now that sounds kind of odd, but I want you to understand, are you in a business-to-business market? Are you in a business-to-government market? Or are you in a business-to-consumer market, all right? It doesn't matter what market you operate in, you have a brand and you have a reputation. You may not know what your brand is, but you've got one. So are you in a business-to-business market, a business-to-government market, or a business-to-consumer market? And what you're doing in this case is you're basically defining your customer segments, okay? Another term may be, who is your target audience? What is your customer segment? Who are you servicing? And that's going to basically make you understand exactly where these customers congregate and where they go online, okay? So before you get to a point where you start looking around the internet to understand what your brand is right now, define your market. Who are you servicing, okay? The second thing I want you to focus on is your current online reputation. What is your online reputation? Now, how are you going to find that out? Well, there's a very simple way to do this, okay? I want you to focus on your search engine results page, SERP, okay? And there's a couple of things that you can do. I mean, what you're doing is you're going to type in your company name into a search engine like Google or Bing or Yahoo, and you're going to see what the first 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 results that come up. And what you're trying to understand is, what are the impacts of your company name in search engine results pages in terms of what comes up in those first 5, 10, or 15 results. And one of the things that you can do is you can kind of start doing a little research where you have your company name and maybe in parentheses put scam, okay, or fraud, okay, or illegal, whatever. But what you're doing in this case is you're just trying to figure out exactly what's going to pop up when you're looking at your current reputation online right now. The third thing I want you to understand is, understanding your market and who you're servicing is going to help you understand exactly where your customers are going. If you're servicing a business-to-business market and you're focused on, selling industrial finished goods to an original equipment manufacturer, and a lot of your customer segments is dealing with, value-added resellers or integrators, product managers, project managers, engineers, well, then you're going to understand that you're going to have to look for where those individuals congregate. So what I want you to look at here in number 3 is the impact of social media, but not all social media is the same, okay? In a business-to-business market, okay, you're looked at LinkedIn, okay? Facebook, absolutely not. Why? Because an engineer or someone in a business world is not going to Facebook like a new design. They're not going to complain about a given product. They're going to go to a professional social media platform in order to complain. Okay, so social media, forums. Okay, and what I'm putting here in parentheses is, industry trade publications, online, industry online publications. Okay, if you're an engineer and you're not happy with a given product, you're not going to go to Facebook. You're going to go to these forums. You're going to go to these industry associations and trade publications that are online, and this is where you're going to focus on. Okay? So when it comes to business, forget about the Facebook. Focus on the LinkedIn. Focus on the professional social media platforms that are specific to your market segment. Okay? If you're in a business to consumer market, yeah, by all means, check out Facebook. Look around, but at the end of the day, what you're trying to understand is where are your customers going, how do you understand what they think about your product, and how do you define what your current reputation is right now? Because as I said, one customer has a lot of power in today's economy, okay? The 4th thing I want you to do is I want you to engage your customers and resolve the problem. Engage and resolve, right? Those customers are on a forum, and they're complaining about your product, don't be afraid to confront them. And I don't mean be confrontational, I mean go at them, explain what you can and cannot do to resolve their problem. They may not be a good fit for your product, who knows? But at the end of the day, how you engage and resolve their problem is going to have a big impact, not only on how that individual feels, but how everybody else in that forum is going to see your company. They're going to say, you know what, they're trying to resolve the problem, they seem like they're trying to do it. And for a lot of companies, this is second nature. They do it already. They just think, you know what, we really need to know what customers think about us, and they do it anyways. So engage and resolve. Go to the areas where your customers are congregating, okay? The 5th thing I want you to do is I want you to tie everything about your reputation and your brand back in to this idea of we welcome your feedback, okay? So we welcome feedback. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to do that through your website, all right? You're going to do that through a blog, all right? You're going to do that through the area where you have a frequently asked questions section of your blog. What you're trying to do here is you really want to take the information that you see in the market and you want to be able to amalgamate it into your website to the extent that you're addressing some of the most common concerns that you see out there. Okay? And a lot of this has to do with public relations, press releases, okay? And how you manage your reputation online is more about getting the feedback from the customer. Look, today's economy is completely different, okay? You can't dictate your brand and your reputation to the market. You can't do it anymore, okay? You can influence it, but at the end of the day, your customers are doing that for you. And you've got to be willing to understand what the impact of an upset customer is in today's economy. So that's it. Brand and reputation management. Understand your market. Define your customer segments. Are you working in a business to business, business to government, business to consumer? What's your current online reputation? Where are your customers going online? How do you engage and resolve those problems that they have and welcome their feedback, tie it in to a complete solution? So that's it. Ian Johnson, drivesuccess.com. Bye-bye.